this video will not be very edit heavy. I wanted this to be kind of chill. I wanted this to just, it's like we're sitting down having a conversation, talking about shit. So yeah, update at the end of the video. Thank you. Hey guys, so I'm gonna be straight up with you. I've tried to record this video like 4 times, and yeah, I don't know. I feel like it just doesn't come out how I want it to, but this will probably be the last one, and hopefully I like it. We'll see, honestly. But yeah, sorry if it feels a little rushed. I have tried to amend that, and like I said, it just doesn't come out how I want it to. But this is going to be sort of a... Well, first of all, it's going to be Cnrmry Rewind, which I will explain in a minute. But I'm also going to have a little updates in there throughout, or maybe I'll just throw them all at the end. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, okay. Thank you. So as a few of you are probably aware, I've been on YouTube on and off for around 2 years now. 2 years as of June, that is. While I'm a little late, I think it's time I finally got to work on a video idea I've had for a long time now. With that being said, welcome to the first and only biannual Cnrmry Rewind. In the future, these should be annual, hopefully, which is what I originally planned them to be, but because it's been 2 years, it's the biannual one. To explain what these will be, Cnrmry Rewind, as the name suggests, will be a sort of retrospective annual series where I look back on either how I or the channel has grown in the last year, but for this video, as I said, I'll be focusing on the last 2. So we started off with the Garden of Salvation video. While Destiny as a whole to me has gotten to feel like sort of like a repetitive mess and just it's kind of boring, I can't really get enough of the raids. I was always amazed how you can take the same 6 people into one they've done dozens of times and you're all still, I mean, dog shit, like so bad. But most of the fun of Destiny for me came, like I said, from raids, but from the failure of them, because it wasn't always some spectacular, colossal failure, and it was never one person's fault, but it was a gradual slip into chaos that was kind of involving everyone on the team, and it was always very funny to me. But beginning my journey on YouTube, all of my videos I'll cover, especially in this one, look like shit. They look awful, and all because no one told me to open OBS in administrator mode, which is really awesome. Thank you guys. Well, it is easily my least polished video because it's my first. This... Come in. Hold on, let me find my place. Oh, right, okay. So while the garden video was easily my least polished, this one is one of my favorite creations, just like my next one is. It's not very good, but it just has some quality and some capacity that I feel like encapsulates the energy I want to have as a creator. So the next one I was talking about is Five Nights at Mesoil. A couple of you probably are familiar with it. It's kind of infamous, especially between like my little friend group. But it's another one that I really consider to be a staple of the channel. It is short and sweet and debatable of quality for sure, but Five Nights at Mesoil's was for the most part well received by those who watched it, I guess. As is a common theme, it looks fucking awful. Plagued by just inconsistent grain that's in most of my videos during this period. While I still love the overall simplicity and the stupidity of FNM, I learned after making mistakes and giving the people what they want, which were, I guess, sequels to that video, that foolishly trying to replicate the success of older projects just doesn't always pan out. And that's the point where I decided that I didn't really want to make sequels to videos, so I've tended to pretty much make one video on a game and then move on. Which you can see even if you just go and look back on my channel. I pretty much do a game once and leave. I followed up Mistakes with Drop Men and Ape Legends, 2 more videos on my channel that I like to look back on fondly. I'm still not really sure what it is that I find funny, because even among my friends, many of my videos, including these two, only have a few funny moments. Before further discussing my past content, I just like to say, like, do you see this upload schedule? Are you kidding me? Every 7 days? That that is so nice. Yeah, but you won't see that for a while. If I ever do manage to get on an upload schedule, it will very likely not be that tight unless this does become a job at some point, which then maybe, sure, but we'll see. A large portion of my break, and by my break I mean the one after all these videos and where I kind of disappeared for like a year and a half, 2 years, somewhere around there. It was due not only to a lack of time, although that was a big part of it, but I wanted to make a sort of reform to my content. I wanted to put a lot of time into thinking about what I actually wanted to make. And so while there will still be these all over the place, like compilation style funny moments videos from time to time, I've put a lot of thought into making my channel overall just more focused. I want to set not only more time aside to work on individual videos, but I want to pump in more effort in general to longer but more impactful videos, even if that means they'll come less frequently. If I am able to get back to a consistent schedule, I can almost guarantee that it will not be 1 week. But moving on. My next video was the Taken King, my one-off Rainbow Six Siege video. There really is not much to say about this. It's like a minute of intro, a minute of outro, and then like 3 minutes of gameplay. But I liked it. It was fun to make. It was pretty easy. It was quick. You know, just a tiny little bit of content, but I enjoyed it. My next piece of garbage is... It is an interesting one, I will admit. At the time of writing this, sitting at a whopping 27 views is The Real Game of the Year, which focused on a little indie game you almost definitely have not heard of called Fork Drift. It literally is just a forklift team deathmatch type game. It's truly awful. To the point that like it's kind of like ingrained in my friend's little like mythos. It's just kind of there. It's part of our history. While its time was short-lived, Fork Drift has left one of the most permanent stains on my channel that I can recall. After a mentally draining mere hour or so of playtime, my friend Caleb and I cranked out our own little short film on our hardships. While mine was much shorter and doing extraordinarily poor for the channel, I watched as his video skyrocketed to almost 2,000 views over the next few weeks. I was happy for him, still am, but I couldn't help but feel jealous at how the exact same gameplay did so much better than my own. I am not proud to admit it, but much of my distaste and lack of drive came from this sour competition I'd been running against him in my own head. Although I ended up putting myself down over it, it doesn't really bother me now, and I am back on my grind, as you can see. What followed is what I like to think as one of the big career-defining videos that I've made so far. In my first ever serious attempt at a review-type video, I talked about one of my favorite games of that year, Hades. This review was... or the idea of it, at least, was influenced heavily by the likes of Shammy, who I consider to be one of my favorite content creators. It did not do particularly well for the channel and was received just okay, but I was happy with the final product and decided that I could definitely see myself meddling with that type of content in the future. The next few months were, unfortunately, not very transformative for me. While these 3 videos are some of my most personally memorable on my channel, this was the era where I spent all my time and energy trying to commit to an upload schedule. So I honestly believe that most of my videos beyond this point were not only just not my best work, but I honestly don't think they were even that good. Except for this one. Verizon Light, I'm genuinely proud of. I still look back on that video today and... it's just, I mean, I love it. I finally got to make a video with Jason, one of my good friends. It was fun to make. I think the final product was, I mean, up there in stupidity, considering the rest of my catalog. But I mean, it was good. I liked it. And again, I mean, it looks awful again, but As far as actual content goes, I thought it was pretty decent. Following that was the top 5 games of 2020, another attempt at a scripted video. Again, I was proud of it, but the reception was just alright. I do think, though, it was maybe a little better than the Hades video, but it was kind of different. Minna Silence. This video really did have potential. I truly believe that. I still hadn't figured out my recording situation, obviously, but I could have been so good. Truly, it is truly a shame. Honestly, one of my biggest failures to this day. But lucky for me, what immediately followed it was another one of my favorite videos, which was the world's first experience, part 1. Posed as a sort of documentary on the experience of a day 1 raid team, I put a lot of time into this project, going as far as to make a TV show-like intro for it. I never did make subsequent parts to it, but I still have the 13-hour footage to this day. So maybe if I ever find myself with an obscene amount of time that I don't know how to spend, then you'll get a second one. But don't count on it, because it is very unlikely. After the world's first experience, I posted the Geo Cut, a video graciously edited by my good friend Geo, whose channel you can find linked on mine, and also I will put it in the description. You might recognize him from Cnrmry Returns. He's in that video briefly, in a couple of parts. But he did a great job, and a lot of people liked it and still remember it as one of, if not their favorite video on my channel, so hats off to that guy. Post Minna Silence, the pile of dog shit that was, fortunately was a little golden age for my channel with the world's first experience and the Geo Cut, as I mentioned. And then the Art of War was an unlikely hero. It is personally my favorite video. It centers, if you have not seen it, I highly recommend it, as again, it is my favorite video currently. But it centers around Risk, the board game, right? And I took it as a challenge. I wondered how I could make this fucking board game entertaining, how I could make it funny, and I think with the Art of War, I really did step up my editing and my style, and to this day, I wish it was a little higher up on the popular uploads board, but alas, it is not. So, what are you gonna do? After 2 months from my last video, my last real video, I posted another update as to where I'd gone, explaining that I got demotivated after not seeing much growth. The week after that, I posted a solo video that, honestly, I did not put much soul into, so I can't even be mad that people didn't like it. I just needed something to post, so yeah. But I disappeared again, posting a bait video on April Fool's. If you ask me, it was fucking hilarious, but most people did not agree with that. I told friends that I was actually going to come back many times, and no one believed me, but when I did, everyone was shocked. A year and 3 months after the April Fool's video, I posted Cnrmry Returns, which is currently my best performing video to this day. And I could not have asked for more, honestly. So as a quick summary, as for the updates, actually, you know what? Hold on, I'll cut it right here. Update. So I'm in college now, as I said in my one update video, but I figure people don't really watch those, they watch the real videos, so I'll say it again here. I'm in college, I have classes, I have a lot of classes, I have a lot of homework, and I am incredibly poor, so I got a job. So now being in college with a job and classes and other things, prioritizing time for, you know, just everything else, I don't have a lot of time. I'm very busy. And so uploads might come less frequently. I've been doing pretty good so far, but I cannot say that that will stay in the future. I will do my very best, and I really hope you guys like what I come out with, because I've got some things planned, and if they turn out how I hope they turn out, then they should be pretty good. So, yeah, with that being said, thank you so much for watching and for sticking around. And I promise there will be another video soon. So I love you all, and I'll see you in the next one.